A church bell crashes through a rooftop and shatters the floor below. Outside, thousands of rats surge through empty streets while distant screams echo across the city. A woman wakes gasping from a nightmare and finds muddy footprints crossing her room. The footprints stop beside her bed and go nowhere else. Before dawn, a voice whispers her name from inside a locked wall. It speaks as if it has known her for years. Years earlier, she had spent countless nights alone. One desperate evening, she begged the darkness to send her someone who understood her. Something answered immediately. The reply came from a place no one could locate. The memory vanishes. She now lives with her husband and tries to ignore recurring nightmares that grow more vivid each week. Her husband receives an offer promising wealth and influence. All he must do is travel across the mountains to meet a private client. She immediately begs him not to go. The fear arrives before any explanation. She immediately begs him not to go. The fear arrives before any explanation. That night, she dreams of a coffin drifting through black water. Every shoreline it touches becomes silent. The next morning, her husband begins the journey. She watches him disappear into dense fog. As he travels deeper into remote territory, locals stop speaking whenever he mentions his destination. Several residents bolt their doors before sunset. Others leave offerings outside their homes. Nobody explains why. They simply urge him to leave before darkness arrives. When morning comes, the entire village appears deserted. Even the animals are gone. Hours later, a black carriage emerges from the fog. No driver can be seen. The carriage races uphill at impossible speed. He loses all sense of direction. The journey ends before a fortress carved into sheer cliffs. Every window is dark. The entrance slams shut behind him. A towering host appears from the shadows. The host already knows his name, his past, and details he never revealed to anyone. The meeting has begun long before his arrival. The host insists that every document be completed before dawn. Refusing feels impossible despite the growing sense that something is wrong. As the papers are signed, the visitor notices the host never touches the candlelight directly. The shadows seem to move around him instead. A small cut opens on the visitor's hand. The host immediately stops speaking and stares at the blood. The room grows silent. Seconds stretch into an unbearable pause before the conversation abruptly resumes. The next morning, the visitor wakes on a stone floor with no memory of how he got there. Fresh marks cover his chest. Every exterior door is locked. Every hallway leads him back toward the center of the fortress. While searching for an exit, he discovers a hidden staircase descending beneath the structure. Cold air rises from below. The staircase ends in a burial chamber filled with ancient containers. One of them appears recently disturbed. Inside the largest container lies the host. He appears completely lifeless. Then the eyes open. The visitor flees through the tunnels. Behind him, footsteps never speed up, yet somehow continue gaining ground. Far away, the woman suddenly collapses during dinner. She whispers a phrase nobody understands. When questioned later, she remembers none of it. Yet the same phrase appears scratched onto a nearby wall. A physician is called to examine her condition. His tests reveal nothing medically unusual. That night she sleepwalks into the street and stops facing the harbor. Her eyes remain closed the entire time. Meanwhile, the trapped visitor finally reaches an upper window overlooking a steep river gorge. Staying means certain death. Jumping offers almost none. He jumps. The river carries him miles downstream. By sunrise, he is barely alive. Back in the city, another man begins acting strangely. He claims a great arrival is near. When questioned, he repeatedly refers to a master who is crossing the sea. The physician dismisses the claims as delusions. Hours later, he begins reconsidering. A merchant vessel reports unexplained illnesses among crew members. The symptoms spread rapidly. Several sailors die before reaching the next port. No cause can be identified. Large numbers of rats begin appearing from sealed cargo compartments. The captain orders a full search of the vessel. Fear spreads faster than the illness. One sailor discovers a massive container hidden beneath layers of freight. The container is empty. Fresh dirt covers the floor around it. That same night, another crew member vanishes. No struggle is found. The survivor from the fortress regains consciousness in a remote shelter. He immediately tries returning home. Caretakers warn him that something followed him from the mountains. He ignores them. Back in the city, the woman experiences another vision. This time she sees the harbor covered in bodies. The image disappears, but the smell of seawater remains in her room. An elderly scholar is summoned after hearing reports from both the physician and the woman. Within minutes, he suspects the cases are connected. The conclusion terrifies him. He asks a question nobody else considers. What if the illness is not the threat itself? The room falls silent. Suddenly, the recent events begin fitting together. The scholar concludes that the sickness is only a consequence. Something else is moving behind it. As he speaks, the merchant vessel finally reaches the city harbor. The true disaster has arrived. Harbor workers board the vessel expecting survivors. Instead, they find silence, abandoned tools, and signs of panic frozen in place. The cargo hold is opened. Rats pour onto the docks in numbers no one can count. Within days, unexplained fevers begin spreading through the waterfront district. Officials insist the situation is under control. The reassurances fail. Entire blocks become deserted as more residents disappear behind sealed doors. The bald prisoner escapes confinement during the chaos. He heads directly toward the abandoned waterfront. There, he finally meets the figure he has been waiting for. He kneels without being asked. The gaunt stranger asks only one question. Has the woman arrived willingly? The answer is no. The stranger seems disappointed but not surprised. Meanwhile, the husband finally returns home. His reunion lasts only minutes before he notices how frightened his wife has become. She tells him about the voice, the visions, and the approaching figure. He realizes every warning she gave was real.